Hey everybody, this is episode 10 of We Could Be Wrong, the Mr. Smiley of podcasts. My name's
Smiley.
My name's Eli. Alongside with me is Bret.
Smiley. I'm Follow Out Your Dreams, and who's Mr. Smiley?
The guy from Steven Universe.
Yeah, the guy
There
from
we go.
Steven
Okay,
Universe.
because the name sounded so familiar.
Today's episode.
Yeah, I know he was in today's episode, but I forgot.
Oh,
Oh my
hey.
god.
Who's that we hear? Oh, we have a brand new member
It's
of...
a grill.
Don't interrupt me ever again, you fucking... It's like...
You get mad at me every time I interrupt you. This is going to be a weird show.
Okay, and the woman you hear with us is Christina. Say hello, Christina.
Hi.
All right.
She's a girl.
For a second there, I thought
Please
she was...
comment, and subscribe.
For a second-
but don't neg vote.
For a second there, I thought she said she was going to say hello, Christina, and be literal about it. But no, this is what we're dealing with. This is going to be a weird podcast, everybody.
She's going to be the nice and innocent one. While we're like, oh, yeah. I've jerked it in so many weird places. And she's going to be like, yeah, I like Steven Universe.
I already listened to your 13 escapades.
Oh, yeah. The escapades of someone who's just realizing what masturbation is.
Yep.
Is that like a rejected, are you afraid of the dark story that I've never heard of?
No, I was just joking with Christina about how, like, the sexual escapades of a 13-year-old boy.
About it.
I wanted to make, like, a twine, like, game about it, where it's just, like, the weird shit you go through when you're... I do need you to edit that out.
I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat it out.
You're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
You're gonna just nom nom that shit out.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, nom nom, like the
We're starting off
koala
strong.
bear.
We're starting off really strong.
Nom nom's the name of the koala bear that Patton Oswalt voices in We Bear Bears.
Patton Oswalt is in We Bear Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in... Really?
Yeah, no, he's a koala
Wait.
bear.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's my favorite comedian.
I love Patton Oswalt too. He's gonna be in Space Cop from Red Letter Media.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, he's gonna be like the space captain, like the space cop captain. I don't know.
Captain of the Space Cops.
He's in the trailer. They pretty much featured him because they're like, "Hey, here's our one celebrity we could afford in our movie."
Oh boy, I would love to be Patton Oswalt.
Speaking
famous.
about things that had to get celebrity cameos to hope that people would care about them, that sounds mean to Red Letter Media, but a good way for a segue to what did you want to talk about, Eli?
Oh, kissing.
Kissing?
No. Eli wanted to talk about the truth ads, and now he's just going fucking like brain dead.
No, yeah, the Truth Fast. What the fucking stupid bullshit was that? I don't know if you've seen this. Christina, you've seen this, right, Christina?
I think I've only seen the ones that you're mentioning on the topics list.
Yeah.
What about
Once.
gotta
it's a-
left swipe that?
Yeah, that's the
I
one
saw
I'm talking.
that one.
Oh my god, it's so fucking. It's just.
I think the ads that usually play like on the things that I watch are like, is that one in the high school, like the high school teacher is like dissecting something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, and he crawls into the cigarette box like.
If it looked like what it is, then you'd be disgusted.
No, I'd be like totally radical. I'm from the '90s. Do.
Yeah.
It would be cooler if it was like that.
Yeah. How do you smoke it? How would you smoke that? What part of the limbs would you lay on fire? Inhale.
But
Okay. I'm sorry.
it's like the Gumby tree in Australia,
Oh,
which me and
Jesus.
Christina listened to a radio show about, which is that this is a tree that developed this like spine needle, like glass needle that is encoded in this like venom that if it gets into your body, like burns through your bloodstream as if it was like acid.
There's a place.
and just-
there's a thing called a Gumby tree, and that's not in a cartoon. In
Oh no!
claymation.
It's a thing out of a nightmare, and like and this tree, and the thing is, these needles, like, so basically a couple of these needles go into you and you're dead. But the thing is, they're so micro that they start rubbing.
You're not. It doesn't sound like you're dead. You're just really
like in pain.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then the thing is, the leaves rub together, so the needles like break up and go into the air around the tree, creating these like clouds of like gummy needles that surround like 5 feet around the tree. So even if you just walk near it, you start bleeding out your eyes because the vapors have gotten into your bloodstream.
Oh, that's why prisoners were sent there.
Yeah, I know. It's like this.
That sounds like the worst thing in the world.
This tree should be controlling the world. Like this thing, it's like. You know, like when you see a horror movie and like the monster, they're like, "Oh, how did this monster come into existence?" And like some dude is like smoking, and he's like, "It was bred to be the ultimate killer." This tree is the ultimate killer.
I'm just kind of wondering, like, what happened to this tree's ancestors to make it like pissed off at everything.
Someone called it the gummy tree. If I would call it gummy tree, I would be pissed off too. It got the name
gummy tree, and it's like, well, you know what? You give me a stupid name, I'm gonna fucking murder everything.
This is the stupid doggy tree. It lights on fire. It kills your infants.
But it's like. You know, we all joke like, "Oh, Australia, it's on fire and everything." But like, even the plant life is just like, yeah, we're gonna just fuck everything.
The gummy tree ate my Dago.
Speaking about things out of horror movies,
this is why Rocco moved to America. He had to deal with that shit.
Me and Christina got to play Until Dawn.
Yay!
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So Until Dawn, it's like. Quantic Dreams, like David Cage's work, that's supposed to be basically a movie that you interact with and make the decision. So it's I've heard it described as like you're a simulator of you being the director of a movie and deciding how the actors are gonna go.
I haven't. Yeah, it is kind of like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And so Until Dawn,
can I wear a beret when I play it?
Yes, and you can sit in a chair that's like constantly on swivel and like. And then you can take one of your actresses out to the desert and tell her that if she really wants a job, she needs to walk back to set and leave her out there.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Bay did that.
Really?
Yeah, Michael Bay did that to an actress in Transformers 4 or 3. I think it was 4. Because he was like, "Oh, you're a new actress. You're trying to break into this industry. You'll do anything I say." And she's like, "Mr. Bay, I will do anything you ask." He's like, "Okay, walk back to set." And he just drove off and left her there.
That's kind of douchey.
Yeah, well, the guy has a reputation. Like, T.J. Miller said that he was a total dick to him on set.
Oh, yeah. And T.J. Miller is a funny motherfucker.
T.J. Miller is hilarious.
I don't know why Michael Bay's got to be like, "Why are you not funny? Why are you not funny, motherfucker?"
Where's the props? I heard you're big on props. No, that's Mr. Carrot Top.
No, you're thinking of the Whose Lines Anyway guys.
So yeah, Until Dawn is basically a director simulator where you get to pick all the options for these characters, and it starts off like basic. It's great. It has like 3 acts. Act 1 is why you hate every teenager that has ever lived, except for Bret Dalton, who's playing a character named Mike. Bret Dalton is from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Bret Dalton is playing this character called Mike, who looks like 20 years older than all the other kids.
He's like that senior kid that like never graduated.
Yeah. But like,
like that kid from the movie.
It's also just fucked up because they're like, Mike's the one that all the girls have a crush on and they want to kiss him.
Yeah, because he looks 30.
And it's like, he's just like walking around, and we started like joking. We were just like, anytime Mike had a scene where like he was getting intimate with one of the girls, we were like, I like them new whippersnap dances. Do you girls do them? The one where you get down low towards the ground and shake your buttocks.
Really? You didn't do that? You didn't do, all right.
Oh, God, why didn't we do all right?
I don't think Katie would have gotten that reference.
You know what I like about high school girls? They stay the same age, and I just get older.
I won an Oscar before Leonardo DiCaprio. All right.
I won an Oscar, and I was in Failure to Launch.
All right.
All right. People say that my portrayal of Cole was one of the greatest performances in television history, but I also was in a movie about banging high school chicks. All right.
Wow. Until Dawn. Already out.
But that's the one thing that really hurt Until Dawn. It's just Bret Dalton looks way too old to be a high school kid.
Would you rather have Jack Nicholson?
I thought what was also kind of weird about, like, it didn't really, like, pull me out of the game too much, but one of the things was, like Hayden Panettiere. Like, you know, she's older, but, like, they modeled her body like a teenager. So you have, like, this like, older-looking face on, like...
Yeah. Same with the Mr. Robot guy.
There's a Mr. Robot guy? What?
Well, you know the television show Mr. Robot? The guy, that actor is in the game, too, named Josh. His character's name is Josh, and it's just, he looks a little older, but, like, his body looks like they scaled him down in muscle tone and, like, facial features to make him look a little younger. Like, a lot, like, when you, like, they have the close-up shots of the characters, you can still see kind of, like, their, like, they didn't smooth out the wrinkles, it seems. I think they tried to make him look a little younger, except for Bret Dalton. He looks the same age he looks in real life. He's even got, like, the 5 o'clock shadow that he normally has in movies and shows. And it's just like, why didn't you guys fix this? Why didn't you make him shave before coming in for the face shots?
Maybe they were just in love with him. It's like, it's so beautiful.
You were in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I can't ask him to shave that perfect face.
But yeah, it was just, that was so weird.
That was, he had like a contract thing. Like,
yeah,
you can't
that is
shave off your thing.
You can't shave off your stubble; you'll grow back in a week. But yeah, no, the game. The one thing that I don't like is that. So first third is like trying to get you to hate these kids because they're the worst fucking children in the world.
Oh, you mean like every other modern horror?
Yeah, no, but it wants to be a modern horror movie, which I don't fault it for. But then Act 2 is like a psychological horror movie about a guy in, like, a guy chasing you through the woods. Just a guy. He, like, with a machete and weird traps. And it's really good and really suspenseful, and I really loved it. And then Act 3 is like mystical bullshit is raining from the sky. And I was just like, oh man, I wish we got to go through the entire game with just weird guy who set up traps for everyone.
To be fair, like they kind of
they bridge it in a way.
They foreshadowed the last reveal, like the reveal for
really
the last
early.
Half.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it was suddenly like, oh, mystical shit. Like they actually seeded all the mystical shit in the beginning of the game.
They did seed it throughout I was going to say throughout the movie, throughout the game. But the issue is, it's just a personal thing. I like the idea more. You don't like
the mystic shit?
I didn't like that. I don't like mystic shit horror movies. Well, I do, because like Aliens and The Thing.
You don't like things where suddenly it feels.
Well, that's more sci-fi. That's not really mystic.
Yeah, but The Thing is a horror. The Thing is a fucking horror movie.
I know, but it's like a sci-fi horror.
Yeah, and that's what this is, because the fucking final enemy is like a fucking weird demented creature, and like spoilers. I just like. I'm just saying it switches from.
I know, but people don't know that.
Okay, but it switches from Saw, where there's a guy who's hunting down these kids and forcing them into these like situations where they're dying. And it switches from that into, like, mystical creature that can't die kind of thing.
It's a dragon!
Yeah, and then the dragons fly down, and Daenerys Targaryen starts taking out these kids. And I don't know. I enjoyed more of the idea of, like, because I think the whole idea of, like, a choice-based system works better with the idea of one guy is hunting you down. Whereas, like, the choice-based... And I will say this, after watching a second playthrough of this, I think I let Christina's sister borrow the game, and I got to watch her play it. There is not much choice in this game. It makes you think that there's a lot of choice in the game, but really, like, there's...
like Telltale game.
Like, there's one character in the game who you think he can die, like, 8 different times throughout the game, but no matter what, he has to make it to the final cutscene. There is no way for this character to die before the final cutscene.
I thought you could kill him off.
Mike? I'm just going to say this.
Spoilers.
Mike. Spoilers.
This is a spoiler podcast.
Slight spoilers. you
I
have
thought you could kill him.
Mike can't die until the final cutscene.
Actually, you know what?
And I cannot die until his contract with Shield of Ancients runs over.
Like, there's a lot of times where it looks like Mike can die, but it just cuts off, and then you find Mike later, like, oh no, he didn't die. He ran down the hallway because we couldn't let you control that scene anymore because you fucked up. And yeah, I don't know. Like, Mike can't die until the final cutscene, I don't believe. And also, they name drop the title so many times. There's like this cop.
They were doing fine until you get to that one part where
Hayden Panettiere
they can't
says,
get us until dawn.
Yeah, and then Hayden Panettiere says "until dawn" like 3 times in a row, and you're like, we get it. It's the name.
It's like the beginning of
Heavy
Rain.
Not until dawn.
It's like, hey, can I get some peanut butter? We have to wait. Not until dawn.
There's like, you call a cop at one point and you're like, come rescue us, and he's like, I will.
That's the first
until dawn.
Not until dawn.
And then after that, it was just like a avalanche of. It was a butterfly effect.
It was oh my god, they say the term butterfly effect like. Okay, this isn't even a spoiler because it's the first 10 seconds. You get a huge fucking rendition of a butterfly and its veins, and showing how the veins branch off, get it, like their choices, and it explains the butterfly effect to you. Then you meet a character who literally has a butterfly tattoo on her left arm,
and her room is filled with butterflies.
Her room is filled with butterflies,
she really
and
likes butterflies.
Yeah, she fucking loves butterflies.
Her name is Butterfly McButterfly.
It's a really great narrative coincidence. And then
it feels like it was written for people who are taking their introduction to film class and they want to get an easy A.
Well, like it's kind of like you can't really tell if they did this like all this like cliche bullshit on purpose because they're trying to make a cheesy horror movie, or if like
I don't know, because
it really
then,
was bad writing.
After you meet this character with the butterfly tattoo, one of the characters sits down with another one of the characters and explains for 7 minutes what the butterfly effect is after you've already had it explained to you twice.
Using, like, the analogy of, I wouldn't have met this character.
Yeah, I had to sit in the back of the room and he sat in the front and he had to move to the back. That was the butterfly effect. I might not be here if he didn't move.
And then in the, like, the preview, the recap things that they have at the end of every chapter, it's just they keep repeating that one thing where it's just like boom, butterfly effect.
Yeah,
like
that line he says boom,
at least 2 or 3
effect.
of those like preview things.
Was there a part where they were about to eat like some bread, and then someone said like want to ask if they wanted any like butter, but then suddenly a fly walked into the room and they were like, anybody want any butterfly?
No, but anytime you make a giant decision in the game, like fucking confetti butterflies shoot at your screen for like 10 seconds.
Well,
like,
okay, that's good though, so you know, like...
That's supposed to be telling you when you've made a decision that has changed the narrative. Your fucking screen explodes in butterflies.
That sounds
but that would
kind
have
of
been
awesome
okay.
and fabulous.
That's kind of okay because that's the game telling you, hey, remember that decision you made? That led to this.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, that decision you just made is gonna come back later, probably to bite you in the ass. Just be ready.
Yeah. But, you know, I think the story was convincing enough. I think what we said was we both really enjoyed the story and everything. I do have my gripes where I wish it was all just a non-supernatural plot and just all focused on the realistic, but I still think it was pretty fun. I think $60 is kind of absurd for it.
Yeah.
Like, we split the price. We were like, hey, I'll put in 30, you put in 30, and then...
I don't know, I kind of feel bad for saying that, but it's also like...
Yeah, I get that it's a high production value game, but it's like I got 8 hours on my first playthrough that me and you did, and then I got to watch someone play it for 8 hours, and then I'm probably going to go through and get all the trophies because I'm a weird obsessive person, and that's going to probably get another like 6 hours, and then I don't know if I'll probably play it again for a year or two.
Maybe like it'll be a Halloween game.
Yeah, it might be like a game we pop in at Halloween or something like that. It does have some really great suspenseful moments, like when you're walking through this house. There's one scene really early on in the game where you have to walk through this house. You have no indication that anything bad is going to happen when you walk through your house.
It was kind of like the opening for Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, because you went into that. You woke up in the mansion, thinking that because you kind of went into that game thinking it was like the first game, and that like
everything's out to get you.
Like, everything's out to get you relatively soon in the game. Not like the first area is okay, but then when you move from that area to the next area, there's like things coming after you at that point. But anyway, the opening of Machine for Pigs, you're kind of navigating through this mansion, and you're just like, okay, when's the thing gonna pop out?
Yeah, nothing pops out until like after you leave the mansion,
you go through
right?
That whole area, there's nothing there. Like, you go through the whole game, and there's really nothing. It's
building atmosphere.
Yeah, from what I've been told, like there's only like a very few sections of A Machine for Pig where you can actually die.
It is very atmospheric.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Gone Home. There are some sections of the game where like the lights turn off and some turn on, and it's not a horror game, but there's a feeling of suspense. Like again,
but there is a ghost.
Ghost. Scooby.
A gay girl.
But that's how that opening sequence, or well, not opening, but like that sequence is in.
Yeah,
until
yeah.
dawn.
The first scene of you going into the house is actually incredibly nerve-wracking.
Because you're just like, so what's stuff gonna happen? Like,
yeah. But speaking about
houses,
6 to 8 hour experiences that ended with me feeling like I didn't get to do enough, DragonAge.
Yay!
You make the most interesting segues.
Yeah, Bret.
Speaking of things that make me want
DragonAge Inquisition was probably my favorite game of last year.
Uh-huh.
I'd say it's probably my favorite game of
last year.
What
did you like about the game, huh?
I like that it was kind of like Skyrim. It was kind of like Skyrim. Really. But it was.
Skyrim with story.
Skyrim, but with a plot and characters.
With like a more involved story.
Like
yeah.
Like
because
standard
the
A and B plot, or just like not where.
The story's more shoved in your face.
Yeah, the story, like with Skyrim,
the story is
more
most of the game. Like, it's a good half of the game, and then the second half is like exploration and battling shit. Whereas Skyrim, it's mostly just gameplay.
Is this what you feel like, Eli?
And then you find the story while you're kind of whatever.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Christina. Let me just say something to Bret. Yes, it is.
What?
In our past recordings, it's always been noted that I interrupt Eli all the time.
You know what's interesting? I barely got like a minute on this.
You interrupt everybody.
Yeah,
I know.
You have a bad habit.
I do have a bad habit of interrupting.
Yeah. Get your shit together.
So in Skyrim,
get your
story
shit,
is more.
Put it in a backpack.
and if you got to take it somewhere, take it to a shit store. But get your shit together. The story of Skyrim is more like you just go around and you like find something. And you're like, oh, this is a cave.
Upon the story.
Yeah, and then you go into the cave, and then it turns out necromancers are trying to summon this ancient demon. And you got to stop them. And it turns into this actually really interesting story where you start discovering more and more why these necromancers are here, what they hope to accomplish, stuff like that. But in that mission with the people, you happen upon those cannibal people in Skyrim.
In Skyrim,
I don't remember this one.
You go into a cave. I only vaguely remember this, so it's probably not the whole mission. But you go into a cave, and you're like invited into like to this table of like cannibal people who are about to eat people.
Wow!
And you kill them.
It's actually called Soylent Green.
I think that's a Daedric quest.
It might be.
Sounds like that's what I like about Skyrim is that people get so many different experiences, and they might end up going to side quests that we didn't even know existed.
Oh yeah. No, like when I first played Oblivion, I didn't like all my friends were like, "Yeah, I love the Brotherhood of
Men." The Brotherhood of Men.
What do they call it? The Brotherhood of
Darkness?
Shadows?
No. Yes. No.
That sounds like a deviant art group.
The Assassin's Guild. The brother, I think maybe it's the Brotherhood of Shadows.
Brotherhood of...
But basically,
I have
it's
no
just
idea.
this guild that like kills people, and like I didn't know about that until like way later in the game. Like you have to go up and you have to kill someone randomly, and then you'll get a note saying like, "I know what you did. Join my Brotherhood."
Oh,
That's
that
how
goes
it
in
is.
Skyrim.
Isn't that how it is in Skyrim? Like you
No,
kill-
in Skyrim, you have to go to a specific place and kill a specific woman, and then you get a note telling you we were
And then you get
waiting
kidnapped.
for some. Yeah, then you get kidnapped, and basically someone like tells you like you were sent on that path to kill that person because we were testing you.
You know what's weird? I wish there was another way to get around not killing.
Dark Brotherhood.
Dark Brotherhood. Oh, that's my favorite song. It's the Hedgehog fanfic.
Huh.
Oh,
So
God.
so Skyrim was like, but Dragon Age Inquisition was more like it relaxed a little bit of how much you found on side quests, but there are some huge fucking side like the mansion in the Emerald Graves that you find out all this shit about magic and stuff. Like that was a cool one.
That was kind of depressing.
But there's so much to do, but there's also like this really cool story about basically the sky is being ripped open and magic is flooding into the world, and you need to figure out why. And it has a lot of really cool characters and a lot of really cool things. So they released Trespasser as a $15 downloadable content that gives you a what happens 2 years after the end of the main game. And it's a really cool way to wrap up the game and to say, like, what are we going to go on to next in this universe? And it brings up a lot of questions, but it also answers a couple of questions fans had, which is a really cool way of doing things. It's 6 hours. It's mostly just fighting and then dialogue. Fight, dialogue, fight, dialogue, fight, dialogue.
Not really a lot of exploration.
Not really a lot of exploration. There's a little bit of exploration we found, but you're probably going to miss a couple of them.
Well, mostly the exploration is you go off into the side area.
You go
and then
into
you
a
fight
side
couple
area.
People,
You fight
and then
enemies
you
that
get
are
an item.
specific. Yeah, you fight enemies that are specifically made to be tougher than you. And if you can kill them, you'll get a better item, even though it's the end of the game, so what's it matter?
And it's cloud armor. Spoilers.
Yeah, one of the armors you can get makes you look like Cloud Strife, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, for a second I thought you meant like armor made entirely of clouds, and I'm like, how is that
Oh.
efficient?
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
we're
a
talking
missed
about
opportunity.
like I
You
put
can't
this
catch
armor.
me.
I
I'm
put
flying
this
up in the
armor
cloud.
on, and I pulled Christina over. I'm like, Christina, am I wearing like anime as fuck armor? And she's like, yeah, that's anime as fuck, Bret.
That looks like Cloud Strife.
My only thing is, I'm not as big of a Witcher fan as I am a Dragon Age fan.
How
but
dare
the
you.
shit that the Witcher guys, Project CD Red, the thing that they're doing right now with Witcher DLC is so incredible that this DLC kind of looks disappointing in comparison. Because they're doing a thing right now where they're like, okay, $15 gets you an expansion that is a 20-hour mini campaign, or a 10 to 15-hour mini campaign,
Which is huge.
and at the same time, EA is saying, hey, here's Trespasser, it's 6 hours if you really take it slow, and it's $15.
I mean, granted, like, I feel like even if BioWare wanted to reduce the price, EA probably wouldn't have let
What
them
I'm
do
just
it
saying is I'm
anyway.
also a little sad that we're not getting, like, a Dragon Age Inquisition version of Awakenings, which was when Dragon Age Origins, the first game, came out. Roughly a year or so after launch, they came out with a thing called Dragon Age Awakening, which was a brand new campaign, brand new villains. It was your same character, but it was like, what happened to
I
your
thought
character?
It was a different character.
It can be, because you're spoilers for Origins, an 8-year-old game.
It depends on if you're
It depends on if your main character lived through the events.
I don't think you need to really call spoilers. That game's like how many years old at this point?
8 years or so old. It's like 7 or 8 years old.
Like at this point.
Yeah, I know, but still, your character can die in the final events of the game. So yeah, if your character dies, then they don't make it into the expansion. But if they do, then you get to see what happened to your character afterwards and what they're going to do. And that was kind of what I was hoping we would get with Inquisition, which would be like this entire new story, which we do get, but it's a very short story.
It's
and
basically, it's kind of like, it ends things off from the core game, but it also is kind of like a Age of
teaser.
Ultron, in that it was a teaser trailer for a future game.
Yeah, and I don't fault it for that. I don't think it's terrible. I wish we got an Awakenings. I wish we got to see like a whole new campaign, and these questions that this mini campaign answered could have still been. I feel like they didn't flesh out a lot of things. Like, part of Trespasser is that there's a Kunari plot happening at this peace conference that the Inquisitor goes to, and it feels like they're in a very fast rush to explain why the Kunari are doing this. And maybe we could have gotten a very much longer campaign with like a brand new area, with a couple of brand new areas, some new hub worlds, like some probably like Awakenings was like a 20-hour campaign. This is 6 hours if you go the slowest you can.
Like, if you explore all the areas, and
if you explore all the areas, you find all the notes that give you further story, all that, then it's like 6 hours. So Eli, you wanted to talk about Quiet? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Christina.
Video games things.
More video games.
No, it's just like...
I love how we say we're not a video game podcast, and we haven't not talked about video games.
Yeah, it was
Well, you know. Video games are interesting.
We're not a video game podcast. I think we're just a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yep. Hey, don't call my girlfriend asshole.
I meant to say that in a nice
Bret,
way.
that sounded a little weak.
Yeah, how dare you? That's the worst way to defend.
Hey, you,
hey,
whatever.
Hey, that's not cool. Hey.
Well, because I was in my head, I was like, should I say fiance or should I say girlfriend? Whatever.
Whatever.
Let me put this disclaimer up here. I have not played Metal Gear Solid 5, so I'm not in any position to talk about like the quality of the game. But
I have.
What? Yeah, if I
I'm just saying I have.
Right, let's look fun.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite games of the year so far.
I don't know if I could play it, but it looks really fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like, and just learn about Jim Sterling's latest Inquisition, at least at the time of this recording.
So I think we should put up a spoiler warning, because I'm going to say what the reason is.
Yeah, it's just like the sort of reason why Quiet is wearing very revealing clothing and sort of the response.
So the way they explain it in game is that something happened to her lungs and she breathes
through her skin.
She got refitted, so she breathes through her skin.
I breathe through my skin.
And now that's not ridiculous, because there are animals in the animal kingdom that do that.
But
it's
here's
the thing. These animals, I don't think they wear bikinis.
I don't want to get into the science of it, but it's really far-fetched.
But that's the thing. This is a franchise
it is
lives. This is a franchise that lives off of how fucking weird it wants to be. Like, a guy fucking reads your memory card. But the thing is, like, her explanation is so fucking weak that I rolled my eyes because like I was like, oh, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do something like she can't wear clothes? Like, I expected it was because she turns invisible, and it was gonna be like what people always joke about with Sue Storm, which is that she has to take her, because originally it was going to be that Sue Storm was going to, first concept from Jack Kirby and Stan Lee was going to be that Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four, was actually permanently invisible, and she would put clothes on and makeup on so that people could see her. But basically the idea would be...
They didn't want a character without a face.
Well, no, they didn't want a character who had to be naked at all points. And that's always something people always talk about, is like how does her clothes interact with her invisibility? Can she make her clothes? And so I thought that it was going to be some kind of explanation about like, well, Quiet has to wear very little clothing because to turn invisible she has to focus, and if she's wearing clothing then she has to focus even more on becoming invisible.
That's still a little iffy.
It's a little iffy, but it's better than she breathes through her skin.
Breathes through her skin.
And I was like, then why does she wear leggings?
Skin
with holes in it.
Skin breathing.
God, that's not really practical when you think about it, because like that probably, like, she would lay down on the ground and she'd get like holes in it. Like she'd probably get like caught on some.
Her skin
I
has filters.
don't know how leggings work.
It's like if you just wanted to make a quote unquote sexy character, then make a sexy character. Another thing is like you can make sexy characters without having to reveal a lot of skin.
Well, like,
yeah.
And my thing with sexy characters is that, yeah, you can have sexy characters, but, like, have a good reason, and don't make all of the women
well, that's the thing
characters.
that I don't, that's why I don't mind this too much in Metal Gear Solid 5, because I was showing you, Christina, all the other female characters in the game are pretty fine. Like, your female soldiers, they all look normal, they wear normal fatigues, at the same ones that the guys wear, which is really cool. My only thing is, like, I was thinking with Quiet, like, if you wanted it to be that she couldn't breathe, then why not be like, oh, she wears a military outfit, but she has a huge plunging neckline, and then, because Kojima loves to play with tropes, so the trope could be like, oh, the reason why this character has a plunging neckline, unlike, like a lot of other characters who have these plunging necklines just to show boobs and, like, skin, it would be like, oh, she needs to breathe, so she has to keep her shirt basically open at all times to absorb air into her chest cavity.
Well, to be honest, if she needed to breathe through her skin, she would probably be naked, and she would probably have to have some type of like moisture on her skin at all times, which I guess is good for people who want to make sexy characters. But yeah, that's how breathing through your skin works.
Yeah, and it's just
that's why frogs are usually like near water, because if they're not near water and they dry up, they can't breathe.
Yeah, I think another thing to point out is that whenever someone points this out, it's always this fear about like being too like social justicey or whatever. It's not that. It's just acknowledging, hey, there's a kind of a bullshit reason behind.
I would love if someone's like, oh my god, these guys are being so social justicey. When it's like 3 days ago, I was at a Walmart last Saturday, I was at a Walmart and I was like, oh, there's no amiibos I want to buy. And then like a fucking madman, like something triggered in my mind. I'm like, what's that? And I like rip through all the amiibos and I find one that's Zero Suit Samus, and I'm like, I have to have this. I just look at Christina, I'm like, I'm buying this.
I was kind of like surprised that was even there.
Yeah, no, normally
among the
oh
Dr.
my god,
Mario
there was 1,000 Dr. Marios, like 1,000,000 Dr. Marios, and 1 Zero Suit Samus.
It was with the Zeldas.
They accidentally put it next to one of the Zeldas, so I was just like, that's Zero Suit Samus. I need that. And I just like ripped it off the shelf. I was like, this is mine.
Yeah, I was you ripping it off, all the other things fall down like. And you hold it in your hand like, I have the power!
So yeah, no, it's like, I don't have anything against sexy characters. It's just, it was eye-rolling. It was like, so eye-rolling when they're like, yeah, she's gotta breathe through her skin. That's why she's gotta have her tits and her ass out.
I love sexy characters.
Well, then
I love
Mike in the
Mike
helicopter.
Bithell, creator of Thomas Was Alone in Volume, was joking on his Twitter account, like pretending to be Snake, where he's like, hey, Quiet, why are you doing all these stretches in the cockpit? You need to do these before we go on a mission. I'm not saying anything, but you need to step up your effort towards how much you care about these missions. And it's like, that's exactly how I felt when I first saw that.
It's really unsafe, Bret, because
it's
like,
also
what
really
if she
unsafe.
does the stretches and then somehow like the helicopter guy has to turn suddenly and she just goes flying into the wall?
Yeah,
I think that's somebody's fetish.
I don't think that, I really think that as bad as it is that Quiet is all naked and everything, I think the thing that offends me even more is her complete lack of, like, disregard towards, the rules of airplanes, like, safety.
Didn't she, like, listen to that?
Helicopter safety.
Yeah, get the technicality right. Didn't they listen to, like, the video that plays before every ride?
Yeah, I don't know, like...
Put your seatbelt on.
She'd be the worst.
Actually, does Snake wear
She'd be in like
seatbelt?
Space Mountain, or she'd be in like Splash Mountain, and as you're going down the drop, she'd be just like leaning over the other seat with her ass in the air, and just get fucking like catapulted out of the ride.
That would be an interesting picture.
I feel like somebody died that way.
What, trying to show their ass off to the camera at
No,
Splash
just-
Mountain?
Take this, Walt
Somebody
Disney!
sitting up.
Take this, Disney, you anti-Semitic fuck, and then just get like thrown out of the ride.
Oh wait, but nobody dies at Disneyland.
No one dies at Disney World. They take your body out to the parking lot and then pronounce you dead. That is legally the reason why no one has ever died at Disney World.
Damn.
It's kind of fucking creepy.
It's fucking creepy, but it's the real thing. There's been like 4 or 5 people who have died.
So did they have
the
like
park.
Security drag them out, or is it just
Security and medical staff drag the body out to the parking lot, and then EMS is allowed to handle the body. And that's the legal reason, since there is no doctor inside of Disneyland. When the doctors examine the body outside of Disneyland, that's when they can pronounce time of death.
What about Dr. Goofy? Gosh!
Gosh!
Give us
he
the
looks
dog!
like he's like playing with the severed head. He's like, gosh! That's not supposed to be there.
Ooh. Time of date 9:52.
He'd probably do. How does his yell go? Like when he falls off. Yeah.
He fucking like throws the head through a basketball net, and he's like 3 points, and he like starts dancing in front of all the kids.
Nice.
Scalpel, Nurse Donald. So yeah, quiet.
Quiet. She's just. It's. I haven't gotten far enough in the game to get all the story, but it's just disappointing that that's the way they want to. That's the explanation they want to. Again, I think the invisibility idea would have at least been a little bit less, or like she's wearing some like super revealing outfit, like kind of like making fun of like anime tropes, you know, like plunging neckline, short shorts.
No,
but then they joke. But then they joke like,
trope.
What?
She's become the anime trope.
But the joke on the anime trope is, oh, well, she needs all that skin exposed to absorb air. Whereas in this, she's not even that. She's like a pinup doll, like a pinup model. And it's just like, oh, she breathes through
They
her
made
skin.
figurines for like the breasts being really
yeah,
soft.
the posable boobs.
Not
Yeah, so
I kind of want to buy that and just pose the boobs in like the most weird way. Like one boob is going up at like a 90-degree angle, but then the other one's going down at like a 75. It's just like going like in completely different directions. Like the breasts are trying to escape her body.
I don't know if you could do that.
I kind of don't want to buy that because I have self-respect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Christina,
yeah,
Christmas gift ideas.
No.
You know, like when we're opening up gifts and your mom's around, and I'll be like, "Oh, here I got this for you, Christina. Oh, well, here I got this for you, Bret." And I open up in front of your mom, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is what I always wanted. Check it out, Miss."
Santa Claus is real.
I think I want to skip some of the other things we were going to talk about because I feel like we're having such fun discussions. I don't want to make it. I don't want to bring it down too much.
Let's talk about the Holocaust.
Let's talk about the Nazis. No, I wanted to talk about a movie I could see last night called Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid?
The way I want to describe Turbo Kid.
Oh.
The way I want to describe Turbo Kid is if George Miller made Mad Max, but the only reference material he was given was Thundercats. Because, like...
Snurf!
The movie starts with this kid just wandering the wasteland, and then you get a narrator who's like, this is the distant year where the world has been destroyed, and this child must
we haven't had a movie about that in a while.
No, but then it's like
The twist is Braid, the movie.
This child exists in the far off distant year of 1997. And like it's like and like there's no gas, so everyone just rides BMX bikes, and this kid is obsessed with this like clearly like
that
kind
sounds
of like
really lame.
Oh no, it's the best, Christina. Like he does like a pop fly off of a little like hill in the beginning, and there's like all this like synth 80 music playing, and like it's so good. But like the kid has this hero called Turbo Man or Turbo Rider, and Turbo Rider is clearly kind of like a like you know like a superhero slash like I felt like there was some references to like Kamen Rider and like Power Rangers and stuff with that, where it was like this guy was like Turbo Rider with his turbo gauntlet, and
Ultraman
is a better one because that was more 80s. But Ultraman and stuff like that, And this movie is just so fucking 80s. And then, like, eventually the whole plot is just this kid is trying to rescue his friend from this guy played by Jeremy Ironside. No, is it Jeremy Ironside? Yeah, fucking Sam Fisher.
Is that a wrestler, Jeremy Ironside?
No, he's just an actor.
What does he do?
He used to be the voice of Sam Fisher in Splinter Cell, and he was also...
Until his side was turned to iron.
And he was also in Total Recall as the bad guy. Not the one who got his brains popped up, the one who got thrown off an elevator. But the two things that are great about the movie is, well, eventually the kid finds... he actually finds the remains of Turbo Rider, and he finds the Turbo Glove, and he puts it on. And
I love the Turbo Glove. It's so bad.
It really is. It's a Turbo Glove that they painted as rainbow colored.
Oh, really?
That sounds like my Christmas gift.
And it shoots like neon laser beams.
Oh my god.
And like when he puts on the Turbo Glove, he has this first fight against this guy in like a samurai outfit, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you and find my friends, and he like puts his arm in the air, and it's like fucking shines, and it like sounds like some of like the old school like He-Man kind of like sword sheen kind of effects, you know, where like the sword is sparkling and all these things, and then he throws a laser beam from the gauntlet into the samurai dude, and the samurai dude... Was it one of
those, like, cheap effect laser beams?
Yeah, kind of. But I think they were, like, having fun with how cheap it looked. But
is
then
he really called Samurai Dude, like a 90s thing? Like, dude, I'm gonna fight for my honor.
But then the laser beam hits him, and he explodes into the most unnecessary gore fest that is... And, like, that's when the movie just... The movie loves being unnecessarily gory to just a point where it's just hilarious. Like, there's this one scene where this guy's trying to pee, and these, like, raiders sneak up behind him and shoot a saw blade into his chest as he's peeing. So he starts falling backwards, and as he's falling backwards, like, blood shooting out. But then he leans so far back, you see just piss flying straight up in the air. And,
that sounds like an exploitation film.
And then this one guy cuts this guy, like, samurai style, like, X through his chest, and the guy's just standing there, and he's like, you win! And then, like, he falls into bits because of the X.
Wow.
X is the most radical.
Did they do the thing where, like, they both run towards each other? And
no, they didn't
like
do
a
that.
Shing, and then...
But there is a final fight where Jeremy Ironside has his own laser beam, and he's shooting it at the kid, and it looks so fake. It looks so terrible, but they're just having fun with it.
Well, yeah, laser beams aren't real, Bret.
But it's a terrible effect, but they're just having so much fun with it, and then the kid fires his laser beam, and they, like, laser beam fight. It's like... Because, like, we were kind of, like, one of those last few generations where we got to see all of those, like, Sailor Moon and what was that other one? Thundercats. Thundercats, Dragon Ball Z, all those, like, schmaltzy fighting shows. Hey Arnold, yeah, the laser beam fights in that. We got to see all those, like, schmaltzy fighting, like, cartoons. And this is, like, a show... This is a movie that's so... Like, one of my favorite parts is that there's this, like, 80s training montage where the main character is being trained in how to fight, but the only thing he's taught is go for the eyes, then the throat, and then the genitals. And then it's like...
That's really good advice, though.
But then, like, he's in a fight, and he's, like, fighting
Except
this
you
guy.
go for the genitals first.
He's got... But like...
Unless you don't have a clear shot, then you go for the eyes or the neck.
He's fighting this guy he has a sword and the other guy has a sword, and he's like, remember your training. And he just cuts the guy's eyes out, cuts his throat open, and then kicks him in the balls. And he's like, yeah, eyes, throat, balls. And then this, like, cowboy guy.
Breathe in between.
Like, this cowboy who's, like, his partner is like, eyes, throat, balls. I got it. And then he does it. And then, like, during the final fight, they start stacking, like he hits one of these guys with the laser beam so hard, his chest flies off and lands on the head of another guy. So they create, like, this weird human centipede creature that's running through the battlefield. This sounds
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous in all the best ways. Like, one of the opening shots is like he's at this bar, and at this bar they play arm wrestling, and the way that the arm wrestling goes is each arm wrestler basically in the area where you would tap their arm down to win, there's a giant heated iron that, like brands you.
Aww.
And so they're basically fighting to brand each other.
Nice.
It's so great, and it's like there's no jokes in the movie really. There's never anything.
It sounds like the whole joke is the movie.
The whole joke is the movie. Like it has like a synth score that sounds like the stuff that inspired Daft Punk. And it's just like there's only one thing I have an issue with, which is that his robot friend, spoilers, his robot friend dies halfway through the movie.
Mega Man, no.
But he's able to put the robot's head on another body, and the robot comes back to life at the end of the movie. But then the robot pushes him out of the way of the final attack, saving his life. But then the robot dies, but the head is still intact. And so he's like, "Why'd you have to die, robot friend?" And you're like, "But just put the robot's head on another robot body. You just did that 20 minutes ago."
No, it only works once. We didn't establish that.
No, that's like what it was. It was like, there was like some stuff like that was kind of confusing. Like, there's one part where he loses his power glove. And it really is, and no joke, I'm being fully, it's a power glove that they modded with like an iPhone in it so that it has a touch display.
Wow.
Damn.
They
great.
painted like...
They painted it blue, but with rainbow stripes.
Nice.
So
did they literally take like a power glove?
It really is a power glove. It has both of the power glove converter parts.
Wow.
The gauntlet part, and then the part that stays on your wrist. But then there's like one part where he's supposed to have lost the power glove in a previous fight.
But then it magically comes back.
But no. It's not that it magically comes back. It's that like they never established how he loses it. He just in one scene doesn't have it, and he's like, "I've got to learn how to fight without it." But we're like, "Where did it go?" And then 10 minutes later, a character comes out of nowhere, and they're like, "I got your gauntlet!" And they throw it to him, and he puts it on, and he blows the dude up, and he's like, "I love the power glove." And it's,
I already made that joke.
I know, but like. It's like, okay, so the power glove didn't get destroyed, so then why wasn't it gone? Like, I wish they just established... But at the same time, the movie doesn't really want to explain itself. It just wants to have fun. Like,
why should
they find Turbo Rider, who they explain for, like, the first 30 minutes of the movie. Turbo Rider is basically just a comic... It's like Superman. But then he literally finds the corpse of Turbo Rider, and they never explain that. They just... Yeah, it's a thing. Turbo Rider was a real guy, and now you have his armor and weapon.
Instant level up.
Instant level up, and it's just beautiful for all of this stuff. It's beautiful for how it just like doesn't care, and it just wants to have fun. And I think I got this off of Red Letter Media. They were the ones who were talking about this and point and how I found it. And I think the thing is, it's a parody movie that wants to have its own universe at the same time, which is what's great about it. It doesn't want to just like the only
I'm making a reference.
The only direct reference I got was there was a Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead reference, where the bad guy is sitting in his chair looking at all of the good guys who are like captured, and he's like drinking a glass of water, and the bad guy, or one of the good guys, the cowboy, is like, "I hope you fucking choke on that water." And I'm like, oh, that's a Dawn of the Dead reference. But it's like,
that's a good voice you got. Accent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll never be able to do that voice again.
Oh.
That's how my voices do.
He used to be the next Vic Mignogna.
Like all 13-year-old girls, I think that I'm probably pretty good at voice acting.
We should do an abridged series.
Yeah, we should do an abridged series.
Just like every person in Anime Club
Let's do
thinks.
Steven Universe abridged.
Yeah, that'd be funny. What if Steven Universe said a bunch of curse words?
What if Steven Universe said derogatory language towards gay people?
It'd be comedic genius.
This is the kind of comedic genius we're working with right now.
What if video game characters end up saying fucking shit a lot?
But yeah, Turbo Kid.
You'd like Until Dawn then.
What was that?
if they said fucking shit a lot.
Oh my god, there's one character in Until Dawn who are just like, are we supposed to hate her irrationally? Because she's just like, oh my god, there's skulls everywhere. She literally says, they're like, her boyfriend is like, I think there's a killer on this mountain who's trying to kill us all. And she's like, oh, unfollowed. And I'm just like, what?
Who says unfollowed?
And the thing is,
they go into a room that says like die, die, die,
die. I want you to die. I'm gonna kill you. And she's like, unfollowed.
Oh my god! Someone had to fire their interior decorator.
The thing is, she's supposed to be the quote-unquote smart character because she keeps going like, I have a 4.0 grade point average, bitch. And
I'm a double major, motherfucker.
Like she does like relatively smart things, but like she just doesn't sound smart.
But then
I found the other character, asshole.
The other character who's supposed to be the slut, where she's supposed to be the smart girl, the other girl's supposed to be the slut girl. Mm-hmm. The slut, quote unquote. I'll stop calling her that. I'll call her Jess, or by her name. Jess goes through this experience, and Jess kind of comes out better for it. She's like, I'm gonna have to be really...
She's traumatized.
She's traumatized, and she's like, I need to get out of here, I need to be quiet, blah, blah. But then Emily, the other character... Emily, the other character who we were like, unfollow, she's like fighting this monster. She's like, why is the monster coming after me? And it's just like,
it's a monster.
Well, she's still like, she's like by the end of the game when they're like interviewing.
Those guys were like, assholes. They told me that there was like a monster.
You think you know a guy? It's just like, everybody was about to die.
Everyone was about to die.
Why me? I'm pretty.
They think that she might be the murderer at one point. Don't correct me, Christina. I'm using liberties here. They think she might be the murderer at one point, so they pull a gun on her. And she's like, later on in her interview, she's like, they were gonna kill me. What the hell? I'm just like, well,
that's not what you say when someone's about to kill you.
Yeah.
Guys, this is so stupid lame.
Yeah. And then at one part she slaps another character, but before she's like, the character's like, I'm so sorry we did that to you. And she's like, don't say sorry to me. Say sorry to my palm. And the character's like, what? And just BAM! Just like, what?
That sounds like something like an action hero I would want an action hero to say. Don't say sorry to me. Say sorry to my palm.
But yeah, Turbo Kid. It's available on like all digital retail fronts. Like,
what if that girl was in Turbo Kid? Oh my god!
I actually, the girl character in Turbo Kid is great because she's just like this super, like, you think it's one of my favorite parts of Turbo Kid is in the beginning. He's reading a Turbo Kid comic, and he's just reading this comic, and it's like I'm Turbo Man. He's reading out line by line. He's like, I'm Turbo Kid, or I'm Turbo Man, Turbo Rider.
I'm Turbo Eli.
And to become a true hero, I have to save my girlfriend.
Anybody want to be my girlfriend?
And then, like, he just meets this girl, and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm reading a comic book. And she's like, fucking love comic books. We need to hang out now.
Will you marry me?
Because that's how relationships work.
No, but, like, they don't start dating. It's just... I'll show you this movie. She's a pretty cool character because it's not like I expected her to be typical like, come rescue me. She gets captured by the main bad guy, and she thinks that all of the guys chanting his name is really cool, so she starts chanting his name too.
Johnson,
but then all the other captives have to be like, actually, they're gonna kill us. So if you could stop chanting his name. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. It was really captivating.
Sounds like something from Rick and Morty.
It's a great parody because it wants to be an 80s action movie, but it's just having so much fun with itself, and the sound effects from the Turbo Glove are probably the Turbo Glove are probably like my favorite in the entire movie because it's just like these like those, again, it's like when Lion-O would like put his sword in the air and he'd be like thunder, 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 and like lightning cracking and like that like electric like swoosh sound coming off the sword.
Wow, Lion-O sounds
great.
Cool.
And his armor is rainbow colored, which is just great. Wow. This kid is like worshiping this dude who wears rainbow colored armor.
I already like
this. It's so 80s. All right, I think we should probably wrap it up there.
Yeah, wrap it up and tap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it on up.
Okay, so, Bret, tell us where we can find you.
1T Bret at Twitter.
That's it?
Yeah. And also, we're posting this on our new We Could Be Wrong channel. Well, not new. It's old as shit. But we have a We Could Be...
cobwebs off.
We have a We Could Be Wrong channel.
Yeah, it's great. We get paid $500 every podcast.
Yep.
Yeah. Christina, where can we find you?
Probably at my Tumblr, I guess.
Yeah, she has a weird name, Tumblr. There'll be a link in the description below.
Crazy-Cocco, right?
Crazy-Coccolith.
Coccolith, alright.
Coco. And also Coco Arts.
Alright.
Well, Coco with 2.
And where can we find me?
You can find you at any bus stop taking $5 for sexual favors.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. So, yeah, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Tumblr, Basecliff Eli. You can find me on Twitter, Basecliff Eli. You can find me on YouTube, Basecliff Eli. You can find me in the sun, where you look up and you see his smile.
And then you look down and you realize that Eli's the guy you paid $5 at that bus stop for.
Nice.
Yeah. Hope you like my lipstick. No, go on.
Yeah, and follow At Your Dreams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, keep saying that catchphrase.
Because love is stronger than death.
Love is stronger than death. Christina, what does that mean? Explain that to the rest of us.
Yeah, Christina, you're a girl. Girls know what love is.
Until death do you part? I don't know.
Okay, she wins. She wins the podcast.
And it's strong. There we go.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. This is the part where we pull out our morphers and we all start doing our call signs, okay?
Oh, boy.
And you guys are taking way too long.
And you
Lord
call
Zed
me
is
the nerd, Bret.
Lord Zed is already blowing up the town, like...
After 3 million years of sleeping, time to conquer Earth!
That's Rita Repulsa, you dumb bitch.